hello, collective. Thank you for being here. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You have people around you, in your energy. Yeah, you have people who judge themselves harshly, and in return, they do that to others. These are people who love to project. These are people who always, impose their impose and project their nonsense on others. These are people who love to compare and compete. These are people who feel like they need to be above everyone and everything else. These are people who are more like to having this competitive spirit. Yeah, it's good to be competitive. I believe me, but then there's sometimes you are your envy can make you get out of character. These are people who are now like on that level. Whenever they envy something, they are feeling this entitlement. Yeah, these are people who are more like seeing you manifested something for yourself, and it's so growing. Right now, these are people who want to compete and compare with you. They want to measure themselves and match their energy with you. These are people who I feel they may have undermined and overlooked you for a very long time. These people right now is more like they want a chance. They want a chance, and they see what you put in balance into your situation. Right now, I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's working on themselves. You are more on that self-love mode. Yeah, whoever I'm talking to, you may be even communicative. Yeah, these are people who see you are very much practical. You are very much practical. You are more for, you are growing. Yeah, you are growing from the page to the queen of Pentacles. These are people who are seeing you are growing, and they see you are being fair. You are being fair, like you are bringing balance, like for real, for real. It's like you're a gift. These are people who sees you as a gift. You are a blessing to others. You are bringing in that balance. Yeah, these are people who are watching you from far. They judge themselves harshly, and in return they do that to others. They may have wanted to judge you harshly. They may have wanted you to not to believe in yourself. They may have wanted you to give up on yourself. These are people who are harsh for no reason, just because they are harsh on themselves. These are people who are more like you are the mirror to these people. They are so attracted to you. Right now, they are very much attracted to your energy because they want to copy it. They want it for themselves. They don't know how to get it, but then they feel like, I have to get this energy. Yeah, these are people who are feeling uplifted by you. You uplift your haters. Collective, for some reason, I'm telling you, you are empowering these fuckers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you are empowering them, because it's more like you are bringing peace to situations. You are somebody who's more like you are shining in your own right, in your own element, and you are unlocking things, not just out of yourself, out of everyone, out of the masses, out of the collective. Yeah, these are people who more like see they couldn't get away with something. Yeah, and they are still not gonna get away with anything, even not in this lifetime. These are people who are feeling very much comfortable. They are feeling very much bullied in your energy. Yeah, you have people in your energy that loves to project, that loves to judge themselves harshly, and in return they do that to others just because they lack belief, self-worth, self-respect. They lack to self-empower themselves. Now they want to project that on others, but hey, with you clearly it didn't work, and I feel they are so pissed. But then now, also it seems like you are somehow changing the perspective out here, because you are more like you are teaching them how it's been done. Yeah, these are people who are more like watching and desiring to be in your energy. These are people who are more like seeing you doing what you love. You are trying to reach something, and it's more like you are emotionally stable. It's more like you are not weak as they may have anticipated. These are people who see you have this inner courage, you have this inner strength, and it has always been like this. You are a courageous person. They are very much regretful right now. They see how healed you are, and you are very much grateful of life. These are people who are more like watching you, and I feel you are the mirror. Look at these fake people. Yeah, these are fake people. They may want to reconcile. Watch out for those reconcile. Yeah, because I feel that the administration is changing. The administration is totally changing. Their lies are turning out, are catching up. Their lies are running short. Yeah, pretty much you are bringing in unexpected changes. These are people who see you as very much magnetic. Collective, you are way too confident. I'm telling you, you are way too confident. You are such a manifester, a master manifester. Also, you look good. Never mind that with the Queen of Swords, of Wands, it's more like you look very good. You look tempting. Yeah, these are people who see you are working on your balance. Yeah, look at them. These are people from your past. These are people who have heavy memories of you. These are people who remember when you were mature. These are people who remember when they were playing on your innocence. These are people who see you now trust yourself. You now trust yourself fully. These are people who see you have these psychic abilities. Yeah, I feel these are people who feel like you can see the unseen, you can see the hidden truths. Yeah, pretty much. And you are very much uninterested. You are so focused on other things. You don't care to rekindle with anyone. Yeah, continue trusting yourself, collective. You are in this high priestess mode. Continue trusting your intuition. It knows better. I feel like I'm talking to somebody who's very much tapped in right now. Yeah, it's guiding you accordingly. In fact, right now I feel like you are very much aligned. You are in your element. Yeah, you may be a Pisces, you may be a Gemini, you may be a earth sign. Yeah, you don't have to. You may be an Aries, you don't have to. These are people who see you are doing things solo dolo. Yeah, these people, they see, I feel these are people who sees how much they entertain mediocre. I feel these are people who are more like they feeling so overwhelmed. Say they are bottled up. There's a lot of emotions that are brewing within them right now. Yeah, some they are very much jealous. It's going down out there. These are the unexpected changes are pretty much triggering people, are intimidating people. They can't stop sending you negativity. These changes that you are making, oh my god, they make people be in their pain because of how you are guarded. I mean, you have this I don't give a fuck energy. You have this I don't give a fuck energy about you, collective. I feel you are more like focusing on pursuing your dreams. You are now more like focusing on pursuing your dreams. You are tired of even wanting to look at these people. Yeah, they are so jealous. They want to be petty. They are very much talking behind your back. By the way, they are so talking. You are the hot topic. You are the hot topic. You are teaching people how it's been done. Yeah, I feel like they still see that they need to get to know you. They don't know you. They are about to get to know you. I feel right now it's more like show the world the real you time. It's more like you are following your intuition. I'm talking to somebody who understands that the law and justice is more like biased. It has its people. Nothing is actually working for everyone. Some of the things are not working for all of us. Yeah, right now I feel like you are the queen rising. You are somebody who's more like working to up yourself from the exactly from the page to the queen. You are very much the queen rising, and I feel like you are going after what's yours. You are not entitled to anything, and these people are seeing that. They are seeing that. Yeah, they're trying to look as closely as they can. These are people who are trying to look as close as they can. Yeah, they right now it's more like they are in that emotion of like we spoke too soon. We just collective way too soon. We were too forward. Right now, these are people who are eating their words, and I feel right now, collective, you are being advised to create your own happiness, regardless the conditions. Regardless the condition. Everything that's happening right now, it didn't change overnight. It didn't. You had to work through this. Yeah, you had to work through this. These are people who are more like seeing they are left behind. Right now they are judging them. They are judging themselves way too harsh because they are used to judging themselves. I feel right now they are so triggered and intimidated. Yeah, they are very much worried. Right now they are very much worried about the outcome, about the changes. They are very much worried on how you're gonna treat them, on what's coming your way. They are very much worried and in their emotions. Yeah, these are people who are more like replacing their fears with insight awareness. Yeah, these are people who sees you've surrendered. Yeah, some of them they were old friendships, old family people. Some of them, yeah, relationships you used to have. They are watching you enjoying your freedom, and they are very much regretful. They are very much regretful, because they cannot change their past at all. Right now it's more like they feel like they shot themselves at the foot. Yeah, you have things going down like that.